I got kind of a two-parter for you.
Mm.
If Steve Nash is a 13-year-old in 2024, do you think that your specialization journey would have gone different?
Mm.
Would you have still played soccer and
Yeah.
basketball and other sports in this day and age? And are you going to, how do you navigate that with your kids? You mentioned
Hmm.
it a little bit, but do you think it would have changed for you?
It would have been a lot harder to do it the way I did it, you know. And frankly, it's interesting. I didn't play basketball till I was 13, really.
Mm.
Like played a tiny bit. And then I went to a school in the eighth grade where all the kind of jocks playing on the playground were like a group of five kids that were playing basketball.
Right.
And so I was still playing on the club soccer team, the club hockey team, but I was having a blast. Michael Jordan just came on the scene. The Air Jordans came on the scene, commercials with Spike Lee. These kids were all playing basketball already on the playground. So we became fast friends, started playing every day, and fell in love with the game. But that's how it should be, right? And now I also it's also proof that you don't need to have the best handle and shot when you're 8, 9, 10. Like I learned physical literacy. I learned,
Right.
you know, angles, anticipation, deception, things like that. And so back to your question, I don't know if it would have been as straightforward, just because of the way it is. Like maybe I would have just stuck to soccer because I love soccer. My dad was a soccer player. Having said that, like I don't think I'd become an NBA player if I didn't have the breadth of physical experiences in sports and decision making and pathways and creativity that playing everything afforded me. That was the separator because I wasn't tall, I wasn't the fastest, I wasn't the strongest, I didn't jump the highest. For me, it was about skill, creativity, deception. And that really, I think I had a unique way of acquiring that through other sports, frankly. That was my baseline, not just playing tons of hoops. So it would have been a bigger challenge. As far as my son, who's 7, I wanted him to play as many sports as possible, as long as possible. I think it's also helpful for burnout.
Yeah.
Kids playing different sports, then they get back to soccer and they're like buzzing to play again rather than it's 10 days in a row of soccer. It's like, well, I've played tennis, I've played basketball, I've played football with the kids at school, whatever it may be. I think that's like another part of this that we underestimate. Yeah, I think it would have been a challenge, but I'm going to try to break that challenge with my son. And even if he falls super hard for one of the sports, I want to continue to have him mix it up and play other things.